Hello, hello, hello. I'm starting my vlog early today. I am getting ready to go through the car wash. I literally hate going through the car wash. It gives me panic attacks. I really, really hate it. So I was like, I am gonna vlog while I'm going through the car wash today. And that you guys can hang out with me. Oh my God, it makes me so nervous. When did I get my car? I got my car like in January, and I have not, I do not like this. They're so nice, but I'm like, oh my God. It's literally like 1 minute. I was driving by, I was like, okay, Peter, you have not got your car washed one time since you got this car, and you have got to get your car washed. Okay, so here's the story. My Uncle Dave, when I was growing up, he and his dog got trapped in a car wash one time. And like, he didn't even remember the story later. I told him, I was like, do you remember when you guys got trapped in that car wash? Like, they literally, like, the car wash shut down and like they couldn't get him out, and he was like stuck in the middle of it. And I remember my mom would always tell me that story, because my mom would always wash her car with a hose. She would, this is really not as bad as I thought it would be. This is good. So me going through with you guys has helped me like get through it. Anyway, so you gotta try some new things. I guess a car wash is a new thing, but I used to get my car washed all the time. Like, I was like obsessive about it. But I'm going to this birthday party with Alex tonight, and we're picking up one of his friends. And so I was like, I need to have my car look nice, and the inside is always clean, but so my mom used to always wash her car with a hose, like in the driveway, because she was like panicked about getting stuck in the car wash. And I think this thing is like underneath here. I think somehow I got like remnants of that, and I just always remember that. So anyway, I made it through the end, look. Literally gets his car washed like twice a week. His car is spotless. Spotless. I kind of want to get out and look at it. I'm so excited. My dad for Christmas always gives us, I mean, other things obviously, but he always gives us the, what do you call it? Here, I'll show you. Oh, here it is right here. The Mike's Car Wash, or I guess it's Crew Car Wash. He gives us like a couple of these for Christmas, because he knows Alex loves to get his car washed. My dad's car is spotless too. My Uncle Dave back in the day, he had like a vacuum like machine inside his garage, and he would like super vac, like their cars were always spotless. My uncle worked for GM, and he always drove a GM car, and my aunt always, like, she drove a Cadillac later in life mostly, like one of those little Cadillacs. They were really nice, and their cars literally, I mean, not even a piece of paper, not even like, you know what I mean? Like, I have this Scentbird thing down here, and oh my God, okay. I have this Scentbird thing down here in case, and this is not a sponsored video, but in case I'm like going somewhere and I want to smell good, you know, and I don't have any cologne on me in here. I used to keep this oil in my car, but it would like sweat and get kind of oily, so I don't do that anymore. Now I keep this down here. And Tanya's always like, do you have any cologne in the car I can spray on? Do you have any? So I keep that in the car. And then I keep always in the side panel over here. Well, I usually do. I usually keep this one or the black one, Starbucks cup. But last week I forgot, which is why I went and bought this one. So now I'm just gonna always keep a little side over here. There's like a little cup holder thing down here. I'm gonna always keep one in there so I have one in my car. So how are you guys doing today? I am doing great. It is beautiful outside. It is 86 degrees. And I got up and hung out with the dogs for a little while. Started uploading my vlog from last night. I used to do it at night, but people, I was reading the comments, said that they like it when I upload it more like in the evening, so now I don't feel like such a rush to upload it. So I went and I got a cup of coffee, and then I reviewed the cookie crumble frappuccino and at Starbucks. I've like figured out like I can do it while I'm on program, that like I can have a couple sips of it and then be done with it. Although I got a grande and I kind of wish I hadn't, because it was $5.25 or something like that, and I'm like, I could have just got a tall. But I mean, like in all reality, I buy a lot of things for the review channel that I don't end up using anyway, so it's not like, you know, $5 for a drink so that I can show it on a review, because I think it's kind of fun, you know. I actually, before I try a lot of food, or in the past, I would like Google it, like not even just YouTube videos, but I would look up reviews of like, if there was like a new, you know, something at, I don't know, McDonald's or Burger King or whatever. Supposedly, Burger King is getting the Impossible Burger. I don't know when that's going to happen. So, we are going to this birthday party tonight for this girl that I don't know. And we're picking up this other, I say girl, but this woman that is friends. She's like, I think she's like my age. I don't know. Well, she's probably, I don't know how old she is. Between Alex and I's age. But anyway, and she was really good friends with Jason, who was Alex's friend that passed. And so we're picking her up because she is how Alex met this woman and these people. And then we're gonna go to the birthday party. And yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do after that. I told him I really don't want to go out downtown tonight. I'm not, like, I mean, I'm excited about going to the birthday party and stuff like that, but, and right now I am running to Macy's. I was gonna go to Target because I wanted to get a new shirt to wear tonight. I was gonna go to Target, and I was like, Target will have 5 shirts, and they'll be $24-30, when Macy's will have a huge collection of stuff on sale that I can get from anywhere from like $5 to $15, and it'll actually be cuter and more stylish. So go there. Actually, if you're ever looking for a shirt for your husband or son or dad or uncle or whatever, there's a brand at Macy's, and it's real cheesy, but I don't really care, and they fit really, really well, especially on people that are a little heavier, and it's the Club Room brand, and it's super cheesy. I mean, it's like a really cheap brand, but their shirts are like $10 to $15, and they always have shirts on sale. And the shirt that I wore to Alex's birthday, which was long sleeve, black and white, little white polka dots, was Club Room, and I got so many compliments on that shirt, and it was like $15 on sale, and it was down, so it was like $11.99. And then I had a short sleeve shirt one that was like, I love this shirt. It's like, I love anything blue and white polka dot. My aunt, when I was little, she had that exact same wallpaper in her house. It was like blue with like white polka dots. And so it reminds me of that. But if they have another one, I actually might get it, because I got that. And I washed it, and it's super wrinkled, and I don't want to iron it tonight. So if they have it on sale for like $5.99 or something, I might just get another one and wear that tonight. It's funny how many things in my closet that I have like duplicates of. I actually got this t-shirt at Nordstrom Rack. People always think this is black. It's like dark navy blue, and it's Michael Bastian, and it has this cute little pocket on it, and I got it to wear to something. I don't remember what I wore it to, but it was on sale at Nordstrom Rack, and it is like one of the most comfortable t-shirts in the world. I love it. I didn't even know there was a Goodwill there. But it's crazy, and it is packed today. Yeah, and I love Macy's too, because you can kind of walk through and just like be in and out. I would really like to just wear one of my Izod shirts. Well, actually, if I can't find anything else to wear, I'll probably wear that navy blue Izod shirt that I got Lacoste shirt. Do we call Izod and Lacoste the same thing, or did they split up? I don't know. Are they no longer in love? I think there's a difference between Izod and Lacoste now, but back in the day it was the same thing, wasn't it? Is it kind of like the same thing when people say like Polo and Ralph Lauren? But I have all those shirts, but I've gained a little bit of weight since I got those shirts for the pageant. Oh, I can't believe I got my car wash. I'm so excited. Thank you for going through the car wash with me. That really wasn't that bad at all. I don't know why I've been so... Back in the day, I used to get, like, there's some situations that make me kind of, like, panicky. Like, one is driving on the interstate and having semis on either side of me. I actually did have a panic attack one time while I was doing that. I couldn't breathe. I felt like I needed to, like, I couldn't get off the road. I felt trapped. And I called this friend of mine who had, like, used to have severe panic attacks. And he talked me through the whole thing. And it was really, really scary. So today, I just kind of avoid those situations that I know kind of make me, you know, panicky and nervous. I just don't engage in them. I'm gonna go. I always at the last minute can't decide where I want to park. And there was like, I was gonna say, well, whichever car is about to come through, I'll park the other way, but they're both leaving, so. Oh, little Dave Matthews Band sticker right there. All right, number 42, number 41, number 42. Okay, you guys, I will be back later. Bye. Okay. Well, I have no business going into Macy's. Macy's always has sales. So, I went in for a shirt. I don't want you to see this North Face tag poking out. I went in for a shirt and this is what I came out with. And I saved so much money on things that I didn't even know that I needed. This is why I guess better at Macy's than going to Meijer and buying a bunch of candles and craft crap that I'm never going to use. But I will tell you this, and I'm actually going to do a Macy's haul on my review channel because I don't want to show it over here. Everything I bought was on sale. Some really great deals. I cannot believe. I got 2 North Face things that were literally like half off, if not more. And then I got 4 of those clubroom shirts, and they were originally $49.95, and then they were 40% off, and then, or $39.95, and then they were 40% off, and then she took there was actually another 20 or 30% off of it. I couldn't believe it. I got them for like a ridiculous amount of money. And they're really, really cute. So, here, before I leave here, my husband is texting me about the dog food. I'm like, on my way home, I just went and got dog food. He didn't understand that I was going to get food, so he's like, well, I went to Walmart and I'm getting him food. But we also ordered food on Amazon. So now we're gonna have tons of food for Boo and Tucker. PB has to eat that special food, which he's kind of starting to like a little bit. I don't know. I think part of it is the consistency he doesn't love. Well, one of them's a stew, and the other one is like a pate, but the pate one like smells heavily of sweet potatoes. Somebody said in my vlog, they said sweet potatoes are good for dogs, so maybe that's what it is. I don't know, maybe people told me before that sweet potatoes are good for dogs. It literally looks like sweet potato pate is what it looks like. And it doesn't smell bad, not like some dog food smells. And I cannot stand the smell of cat food, but it doesn't smell bad. I really can't stand the smell of cat litter. That's probably part of why I don't have cats, but other than being allergic to them, and I'm just not a big cat fan. But I don't know why. Isn't that funny? Like, I wonder if I had grown up and I had cats, even if I was allergic to them, if I would have liked cats. Although Alex is not a cat fan either, and his mom had cats. His little brother Fufu had like 3 cats when they were growing up, and Alex is like really allergic to it. He had to take allergy medicine because of it. But I think they didn't get the cats until later. Maybe when Alex was in college. I don't know. Alex is like deathly allergic to cats. coffee is so good today. So I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna film a couple videos. And I would do the Macy's review for today, but guess what? I already have my review for today. It's the Starbucks review. So tomorrow will be, you can come over to my review channel, you can see everything that I bought at Macy's, which is really, really exciting. So anyway, yeah. The other thing is the club room shirts, I will tell you, like their XL is generous and their large is generous. Like I tried on the XL and it's a little baggy and I'm like, oh, I like that, you know, because a lot of brands, when I try on like an XL, like it's tight. And do you ever hate shopping for clothes if you're heavier? Well, I don't know, maybe if you're like somebody that's super thin too, because I've had friends of mine that are super, super thin and cannot gain weight, and they have like a lot of the same kind of like issues in their head, you know, like, but for me, like, I hate going shopping because when I try on clothes, it's just a reminder to me of how heavy I am. And I mean, I remember back in the day, oh my God, you guys, this is why my closet is full of clothes, because back in the day, I would literally go, Broderpool Vintage is this vintage store here. It's like one of my favorite stores in the entire world. Well, I love vintage concert shirts and I love vintage Western, like, shirts with the pearl buttons on them. And so, like, on a Saturday or a Sunday, I would go there, and, like, when I was, like, this is, like, the first year that I met Alex, the year before that. I mean, way before all that. Like, I was in shape, you know, it was, I don't know, between 160 and 180. I think I was, like, 190 when we got married. So, even before that. But, I would go in there on, like, a Saturday afternoon, and for like stuff to wear out for the weekend or a Friday afternoon, and I would literally I would like take like 10 shirts off the rack and I would try one on and I would go, okay, gonna get that, try one on, gonna get that, try one on. I mean, I have so many Western shirts in my closet because I would literally, everything that I put on looked cute. And I was like, oh, I like this. So today, it's hard, you know, like when you go shopping for clothes and it's like, I don't feel cute in anything that I'm wearing. Why am I gonna invest $20 or $100 or even $10. You know, I was looking at these shirts at Meijer when I was in there, and there was a shirt that was kind of like this black Hawaiian shirt that I thought was kind of cute, and but it was like $24, and I was like, they didn't even have my size, and I was like, even if they did, it's not that cute to spend $24 on. That's a lot. These shirts that I got from Macy's are really, really cute. I really like them. So, and they're shirts that I can take to Vegas. I got 4 of them because the other 3 I'm going to take to Vegas. Whichever one I don't wear tonight, I'm going to take the other 3 to Vegas. And the collar is real kind of small, and I really like that look, so. Gas has been so weird this summer. It's like been going up and down and up and down and up and down all over the place. Live bait sold here. Let me go in there and get my live bait. Oh my God, I was thinking of a review video when I was in Meijer today. I was like, I should do a review video of trying different kinds of baby food. What do you guys think about that? Okay, let me see what he said to me. It's 5:51. I wanted to film 3 videos today, other than, well, my vlog from yesterday is uploading right now, so it'll be ready to go up by the time I get home. So I'll probably post, people said between like 6 and 7, so I'll probably post that when I get home, and then upload my review video, which won't take very long. Although yesterday I was having a really hard time uploading videos on YouTube. It was taking me forever. And I'll probably upload that, and then I've got a video I want to make for my Peter Monn channel, and then I wanted to make a Peterisms video, and I wanted to do my July wrap-up on, what do you call it? on my book channel. I actually started filming it yesterday. This thing is so crooked. I started filming it yesterday, right before I was getting ready to go to dinner with Jason and Melissa. But, like, I was like a minute and a half, 2 minutes in, and the battery died. And I was like, oh, and I didn't have another battery charged. Oh, you know what? I hope I have another. I hope I put the other battery from last night. Please tell me if I have this battery in this bag right now, I'm going to be pissed, because then that means the battery that I'm using right now is not going to be fully charged. I know this battery is in here. I know I did not put it in the charger. Sure didn't. It's right here from last night. Damn it. Oh well. So, well, hopefully at least I can get like one video out. So I wanted to make all these videos. So I wanted to do my July wrap-up. I actually read 8 books last month. I thought it was 7, but I actually read 8. And, so yeah, I had like all of the things like screenshot and ready to put up. And, I see so many G-Wagons in Indianapolis anymore. They're all black G-Wagons too. But I don't know that I'm gonna have time to do that today, because I have to insert all of the covers into it. I was gonna let you, this woman in front was trying to turn, I was gonna let her go, but busy, busy, busy. Well, all right, you guys, listen, I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna film my videos and start getting ready for the birthday party. It's at some art gallery. That should be kind of fun, don't you think? Anyway, very shishi. I will, very bougie shishi. Okay, you guys, I will be back a little bit later. Bye. Okay, I'm back. Look, my hair is done and everything. Little date night tonight with my husband. Went to this birthday party. I came home and changed, so I have my old shirt on, but I don't look very nice right now. But I did look nice earlier. I wore one of my new shirts tonight. I wore the black and white polka dot one. And then I wore a pair of jeans, and I wore these like creeper shoes that I have. They're called creepers, like London creepers, you know? And we had a good time. We went and picked up Alex's friend, who I have met. I met her at the Rev thing that we went to, and then Alex met her through Jason, his friend that passed away, and then passed on. It still seems so weird that he's gone. But anyway, we went and picked her up. I've only met her a couple times. I met her at the Rev thing, and then I met her at Jason's funeral. Then I talked to her at Jason's funeral, and then I talked to her at Jason's celebration of life. So this was like the 3rd time that I had seen her. And tired tonight. So we went and picked her up. She lives downtown in this really cute condo. Cute, I don't know what's the word. A huge condo. It's like a loft condo, like the ceiling was exposed and stuff like that. I love all those kind of condos like that, you know? And huge, you know, ceilings, 30 feet ceilings, wood floors. She's the cutest little boxer dog in the entire world. So we hung out at her condo for a little bit, and then we went to this birthday party for another one of their friends. That was kind of like in that group of friends. And it was at this art gallery. Let me just tell you, this birthday party was so well done. I mean, I didn't really know what to expect, because I don't know any of these people. And it was in this really cool art gallery. And then it was like open bar, and then they had open food. And the food was like pasta. It was like from some kind of like tapas restaurant. Because they had like little, street tacos, and then they had pasta, and they had some other stuff. Ceviche. And then they had all these fantastic cookies and cakes. It just was incredible. And they had a DJ when you walked in, and it was like on the second floor, so it was like looking all over downtown Indianapolis. It was really cool. It was like right downtown. And it just was really fun. And let me just tell you, these people were all dressed so cool and so nice. And I mean, everybody in there just had such really cool style. And everybody was so friendly. And this is like one of those moments, like, you know, when, like, I talk on my Peter, if you watch my Peterisms channel, and I talk about, like, your journey is separate, and you have to know that, like, 10 years ago, this party, I would have left it feeling depleted, but, like, I don't feel like that anymore. But it was interesting, because, like, I feel like every person I talked to, like, went to law school at Duke, or got their MBA from Wharton, and, you know, it was like every person I talked to was, and all, like, in their mid-30s. Well, I think it was her 40th birthday. It was her 40th birthday. But everybody, and she gave this beautiful speech, and she was like, you know, she was like, what did she say? She was like, my love language is quality time with people. And so when I thought about what I wanted to do for my 40th birthday, I thought about, you know, taking some extravagant trip, and I thought about this and whatever. And she said, but what I decided to do instead was that I wanted to have a party with people that I had known all my life. And so she literally had, like, invited people from, like, junior high, elementary, high school, like, friends of hers that she had had all the way through growing up, all across the country. She had, like, had people, like, flown them in and stuff like that. It was really cool, you know? And we had a good time. We stayed for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. And then Alex's friend she stayed a little bit longer. And so we came home. Alex was exhausted. He's like, I'm so tired, I'm gonna go to bed. Came home and took the dogs out, gave PP his medicine, and then Alex, like, went upstairs and, like, crashed out. He was, like, falling asleep. We're gonna go to brunch tomorrow, and then his friend is having a work picnic, and it's from, like, 1 to 4. And I was like, babe, I really don't want to go to that. And he was like, okay, Sarah's gonna go too. And I was like, you guys go, have a good time. Like, I just want to read and enjoy the day. I don't really want to go to a work picnic party for somebody's work that I don't even, like, I don't even really know this friend, let alone their work, which I have no idea about picnic party, you know? So anyway, it was funny because I was talking to Tanya tonight before we left. She's like, I have never met anybody in my life that goes to so many birthday parties and so many events. Her husband is constantly going to things. I was like, I know, he always has stuff to do. But he loves that, you know? We were talking tonight on the way home about, like, all these people, like, sit on boards and are real involved in Indianapolis. And so we were talking about like wanting to get more involved in stuff, and like what I would want to get involved in and what he wants to get involved in are probably two different things, you know? But anyway, we talked about that on the way home tonight, and wanting to, like, maybe, like, focus on that a little bit in the next 6 months or a year. But it was a good time. We had a really, really good time. And yeah, it was fun. I don't love downtown Indianapolis. Like, you know, I was sitting there looking at her condo, and I was like, I could live in this condo if it wasn't for the dogs, but, like, to go down, you know, 4 floors in an elevator, out to the street, down to the street, where you can take the dog outside, it's like, I don't know, like, for me, like, the dog's just, like, being able to walk around the backyard and stuff, you know? If I had a dog that was, like, really, really trained to just be inside all the time, that might be a different story, but, I just don't know that I would love that, you know? Like, her dog seems like, you know, she's a little puppy, first of all, but she, just kind of, like, walked into her crate, like, when we were leaving. It was real sweet. But, I said something to her. I was like, so do you have to, like, go down through the elevator and everything, like, every time you take her out? And she was like, yeah. I mean, she didn't say it, but she was, like, kind of like, yeah, it's kind of like a pain in the ass. But she didn't say that, you know? But she's right in a really cute area. of downtown Indianapolis. It's real artsy. It's where Alex likes to go and out to eat and stuff like that. But when I was talking to her, and then I was talking to this other guy at the party that, like, he lives in that area too, I was like, I could not believe, like, how much some of these condos are downtown. I mean, we're talking, like, some of these condos downtown are, like, $875 to, like, $1.5 million for, like, a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom condo. A 1 floor. Just to be in downtown Indianapolis. This one guy that I was talking to, who's like, yeah, when I was looking at places, he was like, I wanted to be here, I wanted to be there. And he was like, I was like, seriously, are we in Indianapolis, or is this like, you know, New York or San Francisco or LA? He was like, this is so expensive. And I was like, yeah, Indianapolis is really, you know, I said, you could, for what you guys are looking at for condos, I said, you could literally get like 5,000 to 10,000 square feet of house, like on the north side of Indianapolis with a huge yard. You could even probably be on the lake, you know, one of these lakes up here. And people are kind of driving crazy tonight. Oh, she was on her phone texting, that's why. But anyway, yeah, you guys, I am so not good at these kind of like social gatherings like this. I'm just like, well, first of all, I didn't know anybody. And I'm not like panicky, uncomfortable the way that I used to be with it. Like, I used to really be like that. Like, I'd walk in and I'd just kind of like be like real uncomfortable. But like the whole time, like I walked behind Alex and her, and this guy came up, and it was so awkward, and like Alex and I were standing there, and so of course it's like an art gallery, so they've always like, you know, paintings hung up and stuff, and we're like kind of walking around looking, and so this guy comes up to a kid. He's probably about, I bet he was probably 22 maybe, and he was like, hi, and I was like, hi, and he was like, so which one's your favorite? And I've been to enough art gallery openings, okay? Let me just tell you that I looked at him and I go, and Alex started laughing. He was like, in the car, he was like, why'd you ask him that? And I said, because I've been to a lot of art gallery openings and I didn't want to get caught. He goes, which one's your favorite? And I go, are you the artist? He goes, no, but I am an artist. I go, oh, you are? And he's like, yeah. He was like, hip-hop and rap musician. And I was like, oh, great. I was like, do you perform here? And, you know, whatever. He's like, no, but I'm trying to. So he's like, can I ask you for some advice? And I was like, yeah. I mean, like, he didn't know anything about me, right? To be asking me for any kind of advice. Like, I don't know what he thought I could help him with. He's like, what do you think I need to do to get my music out there? And I was like, I don't know. And so then he's like, you know, so he's like, to Alex, he's like, what do you do? And Alex is like telling him what he does and stuff, you know, and he's like, so what do you think that I should do to get my music out there? He was real nice, but it was just real awkward, you know? And he's like, and so we sat there and talked to him for like 10 minutes, and he's like, yeah, like he asked us like each like 3 times like what our names were. Could not remember our names to save his life. And then he like he's like, it was really good talking to you guys. I'm really glad that we got to meet. And I was like, oh yeah, it was nice meeting you too. And I just was like literally about to start laughing like the whole time because it was just so uncomfortable. And then like oh, so when you walked into the party, it was like downstairs, and there were these huge like gold and silver balloons, and then there was like this door like when you walked in, and there was like this sign, and it said take the elevator to the 2nd floor to her party. And then when you came in, there was like, you signed at like the door, there was like a guy standing there, and you couldn't walk into the party unless you signed for it. And then there was like a place for gifts and a place for cards, so like Alex signed us in, and then he put like the card in there and stuff. And so I almost kind of wondered if this guy had like just kind of like walked in off his tree, like he wasn't supposed to be at this party or something. Because I watched him, and like he went up to because he asked Alex, he was like, now and there was literally signs everywhere that said this girl's name and that it was her birthday, right? And he was like, now how do you know so and so? And Alex was like, oh, I know her through such and such and whatever. And he was like, so you don't work with her? And Alex was like, no. And he was like, but do you do the same thing that she did? But he was like kind of talking around it, like trying to figure out like what she did, which like everybody at this party knows what she did because she did, or what she does, because she has kind of a cool position. And so I was like, when he walked away, I go, I don't think he's supposed to be here. And Alex goes, why do you think that? And I go, because it seemed like he was asking us some kind of probing questions to try to find out about her. And so he literally went over to this like couple that were standing. There was like 3 people that were standing probably like 3 feet away from us. And so he just stood there for a second. He was like, hi, how are you? And they were like, good. And he was like, so which one's your favorite? I was like, what is this? This is hilarious. But like, listen, I gotta give it to him, because I mean, I could not walk into a party, and I like watched him. He literally went through like the whole party and just kept on talking to people. I could not do that. Like, that would scare the hell out of me. One of the things that Tanya and her sponsor, like, of all the years that I was like hanging out with them, like, one of the things that they would have the girls do that they sponsored was called hosting. And they would, like, when they went to a meeting, they had to go through everybody that was sitting down at the meeting before the meeting started and shake their hand and introduce themselves to them, which is a really great way to meet people in, you know, meetings. And now when I go to meetings, like, I learned that coming back in, that listen, it's hard to fall off the wagon when you're sitting in the middle of it, and if you want to know people, you got to introduce yourself to people. So I have to kind of do that. Well, I can do that at a meeting, but at a birthday party, I am not good at that at all. Like, Alex looked at me tonight and he goes, do you want to mingle? And I go, no, not really. He goes, you don't want to? I go, Alex, you know, I don't like that. I'm not good at that. I go, you mingle, I'll just stand there. But then, like, at the end, we were, like, talking to these people, and I was talking to this guy and asking him what he did, and then, like, this other person walked up, and we were talking, and Alex is like, you're better at, like, this mingling thing than you give yourself credit for. I mean, I do enjoy it. Like, once I'm, like, at that point, I was sitting at a table, like, they had these little, like, high-top round tables with booths, and with stools, and I was kind of, like, just sitting there, and I was like, in that kind of situation, I am pretty comfortable, you know? But not just standing, like, in the middle of a room. So anyway, yeah, that was fun. We had a good time doing that tonight. It was funny, like, when he asked me, he's like, which one's your favorite one? I kind of, like, looked around, like, I go, I don't know. He goes, he said something else about the paintings. These paintings were, like, I mean, I've been to some art gallery openings, you know. Well, this wasn't an art gallery opening. It was just a birthday party at this art gallery. I guess it was a friend of hers that owns this gallery. Man, this gallery was gorgeous. It was on the second floor, and it was, like, all wood floors, and it had these huge ceilings. I put it actually on my Instagram story. It had these huge ceilings that went all over, like, it was in the corner of, like, two major streets downtown, and so you could literally look down and see everybody, like, walking on the streets. It was, like, 1 block from the circle. And if you live in Indianapolis, it was on top of the Qdoba, kind of. But if you know where Qdoba is downtown, it's like literally right on top of it. Before you get to the circle, it's that Qdoba right there. And I don't know, it was just a blast. We had a good time. It was fun. Yeah, I say I don't like to get dressed nice and, you know, go out and stuff like that, but I kind of, like, do. Like, I was looking around, and like, all the guys there had on, like, jeans or, like, shorts, but then they had, like, button downs with, like, sport coats on. And their sport coats, they all have, like, these lapel pins and handkerchiefs, and you know, all of them had very cool shoes on, but like really cool colors. Like, this one couple that we were talking to, she had, like, a black jumpsuit on, and she had these red, like, shoes. They were so cool, and almost kind of like Lady Gaga-ish a little bit. And then he had on, like, a purple jacket, like, but it was, like, cloth material, and, like, sport coat, and then he had on, like, this navy button-down collared shirt, and then, like, these navy pants, and he had them, like, rolled up. Alex dresses kind of like that, I guess. And then he had them rolled up, and then he had on these, like, what do you call them? Those, like, brogue shoes. Do you know what I'm talking about? But anyway, everybody there was dressed just, like, so, it just really, like, had cool dressing. Oh, this one guy came up to us, like, we were talking. I said, you look so nice. He was, like, cleaning up. I think he was, like, one of her, like, family or something. He goes, oh, thanks. He was like, I'll tell my stylist that you said so, or something like that. And I go, what? I go, you have a stylist? And he was like, and he was probably my age, actually. And he was like, yeah. He was like, I was a stylist at J. Crew. He was like, things started to turn around once I got a stylist. And I go, really? And he was like, yeah. He was like, I don't know anything about how to dress. He goes, I thought I did, but I don't. And he goes, so now I just go into J. Crew, like, once a month, once every other month, and I tell him, like, what I need, and he just picks it out for me and buys it. And I was like, oh, that's cool. He's like, yeah. He was like, I don't know what I would do without him. But anyway, everybody there was dressed just, like, so, it just really, like, had cool dressing. Oh, this one guy came up to us, like, we were talking. I said, you look so nice. He was like, you look so nice. I said, you look so nice. He was like, thanks. I'll tell my stylist that you said so, or something like that. And I go, what? I go, you have a stylist? And he was like, yeah. He was like, thanks. I'll tell my stylist that you said so. Like, I knew that people, like, in other cities that have a lot of money have stylists, but, like, that's not something that you hear here in Indianapolis very often, is that people, like, I don't know, maybe the people do, and I'm not aware of it. We actually knew this girl back in the day that was a stylist here in Indianapolis. There's this guy here in town that, like, I met when we went to that Rev thing, and I think Melissa and Jason introduced me to him. Really nice guy, but he, like, works, like, if you want high-end bags that you can't find here in Indianapolis, like, he works on, like, getting them through, like, I think he works, like, with Louis Vuitton and, like, Gucci, and he'll, like, go and, like, look at the bag, and then clothes and stuff like that, Chanel and everything like that, and then, like, he goes, like, he has, like, certain clients here in town, and, like, he'll go buy them the thing and then, like, bring it back. That would be such a cool job, wouldn't it? To spend somebody else's money. That would be so fun. And then I came home and I had gotten 3 pairs of shoes from ASOS, and they were just looking at me on the counter because, well, one of them I got for fall, and they were on sale, and they're really cool. They're like suede. They're like grayish suede, and they have tassels on them. They'll look really cute to, like, go out to brunch or something with. I need to start up, like, I need to A, lose this weight, and then B, I need to up my, like, style game a little bit. That's, like, my goal. And, because I do like to dress nice, you know? And so, I bought those, and, like, I had Alex, like, help me and look at them, because they're all, like, they fit, like, I wouldn't say perfectly, they're just a little tight, but he's like, now don't forget they're going to stretch out, so if they, because they're, you know, like, these are suede and the other 2 are leather, and so, and I think all 3 of them were on sale. So the other pair is, I got a pair of Doc Marten loafers, and they have tassels on them, and they're black, and they have a really heavy sole, like a Doc Marten sole on them. And so I don't really want to send those back, because I feel like for winter to go out to eat or something like that, those would be great, because I don't like to wear socks, and then they're, you know, comfortable. I know in the winter I should wear socks, but, and they're loose enough that I could wear a sock with it if we went out somewhere. So I'm going to keep those. But then, like, the 3rd pair are foolish looking. Like, they look so cool on the website, but when they got there, I don't like them at all. And so I am sending those back. And so I put those aside, and then I got on the website because I wanted to order another pair of shoes instead, which I did. So I went upstairs because the shoes I got last year from ASOS before Vegas, those shoes were, like, so incredibly comfortable, and they fit me perfectly. So Alex I told him he could wear these shoes, because he was like, can I wear these shoes? The ones with the rip tassel. He wore them literally one time. He swears he's a 10.5, and I think he's like 11.5 shoe, and I'm like a 10, and so I'm like a 10.5. He wore them one time to work, and literally they're so stretched out. I was like, so I'm like, I'm just gonna give him those shoes and get another pair. So, but I wanted to have, like, a burgundy and a black pair of, like, a certain kind, and these creeper ones that I wore tonight are burgundy, but they're kind of funky, like, punk, you know, a little bit ska from back in the day, and so I love them, but, like, just something dressy, they just wouldn't be real appropriate. So, but I looked up the brand, and the brand is, like, House of Hounds from London, from the UK, and I was on ASOS, and I got a pair of, like, these burgundy, they just look like penny loafers, but they're more stylish than that. And then, because Alex has a pair of penny loafers, and he wears, and I love these loafers. He just looks so nice in them. So I got those, and then I got a pair of the same shoe that I got last time, that has the tassels on it, but I got them in black. So now I have 2 nice pairs of black shoes and 2 nice pairs of burgundy shoes, and I don't need any more nice shoes for a while. Oh, and then I have the gray suede ones, but those aren't something that, like, I would wear in Vegas. They're like something that I would wear to the bookstore with, like, a cute little sweater, you know, to, I don't know, in a brunch with a friend or something like that. Do you guys do that? Do you ever, like, when you're looking at clothes, you, like, imagine what it's gonna look like? Oh my God. Oh. I would just kind of like to get the basics covered on everything that I want, and then everything else just get rid of and take to Goodwill and donate those shoes to Melissa's little organization and stuff like that, because I've got so many things I have to clean through. So that's one of the things I'm going to try to do this week. I've been cleaning out stuff a little bit at a time. I've been working on the basement a little bit. Oh my Lord. I really want to listen to my audiobook a little bit tonight, but I'm like kind of tired. Alex wants to go to brunch a little bit earlier tomorrow so that he can get to the picnic a little bit earlier. So we're going to go, I think, a little bit earlier. It stopped. It stopped. But anyway, I mean, that's fine by me, so. Apple Store opens September 1st at Conner Prairie. So if you want to go to the Conner Prairie Apple Store, it opens September 1st. It is so much fun there. I had two Diet Cokes at this party. This poor woman that was working this bar, I felt so bad for her. Like, the cups were literally this size, and she would pour it into the cup, and it would, like, foam up, and then she would just sit there and wait for the foam to go down, and then she'd pour more Diet Coke, and it would foam. I said, sweetie, I said, don't worry about it, it's okay. She was like, are you sure? I go, yeah, it's totally fine, don't worry about it. And she was like, well, no, I want to give you as much Diet Coke as... I was like, don't even worry about it. Okay, so... I don't know if I talked about this or not on here, but I'm like going back and forth between two audiobooks. Did I talk about this? So, I have been trying to read Helter Skelter. Because that was my goal, to finish Helter Skelter this year, right? Okay, so I was like, I looked on Audible, and it's 26 hours and 29 minutes, and I was like, hell no, I'm not listening to no 26-hour book. There's no way. And it's supposedly like all facts, right? So there's no way that I can listen to it at 2 times speed. There's no way. Well, I've been trying to read it, and I get 2 pages into it, and the page is this big, and it's real small script or text, font, whatever, I don't know what I'm looking for. And so I get so distracted, right? And it's just this person, this police officer, this investigator, this, I get so lost in it, right? And that I just can't focus on reading it. And I'm like, I just don't even want to read this. Like, I just don't even want to read this. So I was on Audible the other day, and I was like, screw it. I'm just going to download this, because I'm not going to read it. Like, I'm just not going to get through it. I'm just not, because I get 5 pages in, 2 pages in, and then I put it down, and I'm like so tired. It's like, I almost thought about getting a smaller paperback, because I saw it at Half Price Books, because like the one I have is the one that's like that wide. And I almost thought about getting a smaller one, because it would just feel like I was reading any other book, because this one almost feels like I'm reading a textbook. Like, the paper is like textbook paper. If you have that copy, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's like, the paper is like textbook paper. It looks really thick. And I was like, it seems daunting to me. So I downloaded it on Audible. I bought it on Audible and got it. Used one of my credits. And it says it's only available on Audible, but I think maybe that's that version. So, and then I'm listening to Little Monsters by Kara Thomas, which is so good. But I think I know where it's going. Like, last night when I was listening to it, when I got done vlogging, I was like, I think I know what's going to happen in this book. And if that's the case, I don't love these books. If you've read it, I don't know how to say it this way, so I'm just going to say, if this is one of those books that's like, okay, a couple years ago I read this book, everybody talked about this book called We Were Liars, We Are the Liars, We Are the Liars, We Were the Liars, We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. John Green said it was one of the best books that came out that year. Okay, this book sucked so bad. I hated this book. And it was this whole book that had this whole mysterious kind of deal to it, right? And literally in like the epilogue or the last chapter or whatever, they reveal what's really been going on this whole book. When I did my review about this, people were not happy. People were like, yes, there were clues through the whole book. I do not feel like there were clues in that book. I did not love that book. Well, this was the thing. I really liked how it was written. I liked the story. I liked everything about it. But then at the very end, I was kind of like, I feel like this could have been done, and it could have been done really, really well. But I felt cheated as the reader the way that it was done. That's how I feel about this Little Monsters. I feel like at the end, I don't want to ruin it for anybody. Well, I mean, it's like, even if I say it on here, it's like, I don't know if that's the case, so I don't want to ruin it for anybody. But I feel like they're going to pull one of those psychological deals at the end. And there's been some great books that I have read that, like, were so crazy that, like, I remember reading Behind Her Eyes. I think it was called Behind Her Eyes by Sarah Pendercross or something like that. Last year. That book was phenomenal, okay? And the way that it was done, and it was like a psychological thriller that had to do with, like, it wasn't, like, what I'm saying is, like, it had more to do with, like, the psyche than, you know, just whatever. But it was done so well that it was, like, buyable. Like, I remember when Tanya read it, she hated that book. She was like, that book was stupid. I didn't like how it ended and whatever. I was like, well, I thought it was good. But anyway, like, to me, it has to be well developed, and I felt cheated in that We Were Liars book. But I have like 3 of her other books, so I'm going to give her another chance. Cars are literally behind me tonight, like I can, like, weaving between lanes. And I kind of like that psychological twist. Like, I really, really do, you know? When it's not exactly what you think it is. Oh, I'll tell you another one. The Woman in the Window. Was that what it was called? Oh my God. I talked about that book constantly on this vlog. The Woman in the Window? I think that's what it was called, right? The Girl in the Train, The Woman in the Window. The Woman in the Window by AJ... Oh, why can't I think of his name? That book was fantastic. That book, I cannot wait until his new book comes out. Because his next book... So, that book he based on, like, old Alfred Hitchcock movies. So, I heard this whole interview. There was an interview at the end of the audio version of it. But the next book is supposedly going to take place in San Francisco and kind of be based around, like, the movie Chinatown a little bit with Faye Dunaway. Wasn't it with Faye Dunaway and Jack Nicholson? So, I'm really excited about that. AJ Finn, I think is who it was. You guys, that book was so good. But it was a psychological thriller, too. And, like, you kind of didn't know, really. And psychological, not in the proverbial way that we think of psychological thrillers, like it messes with your head, but more like, or you have to figure out psychologically what's going on, but more like there's a psychological element to it. So I don't know what we would call that. But if you know, put in the comment section below. So, I started listening to Helter Skelter the other night. And, I mean, I'm literally like 2 minutes into this book, and I looked over at the time, and it said 26 hours and 29 minutes. And I was like, oh no, I can't do this. There's no way. Because, like, even at 2 times speed, I was listening to it at 2 times speed, and I was like, even at 2 times speed, that is 13 hours and 15 minutes. I was like, there is no way. I love it. I'm like, you guys, I'm like obsessed with listening to it. I love it. I don't know what happened. I just kept on listening to it, and I was like, and now I carry it in with me to the house. I'm not very far into it. I'm only like 3 or 4 hours into it. But it is really, really good. I'm like, my goal is to read or listen to 3 hours in real time a week, which will be 6 hours. And then by the end of the month, I'll have the book done. And I can listen to it in conjunction with other books because it's only 3 hours a week that I'm listening to it, which is like a half an hour a day or something. And then by the end of the month, I will have the book done and I can, you know, do the live stream with it. But I'm really, really loving Helter Skelter. And, you know, it's weird because it reminds me a lot of the Zodiac Killer book, too. Like, in that it's very just factual, investigative information. And I don't know what it is. Like, I didn't think I liked that kind of true crime book, but I really am enjoying it. I really am enjoying it a lot. The other thing is, listening to it on audio is not as scary as sitting and reading it in person. So, like, if you've ever tried to read it and it's scary, because I would, like, sit on the front porch and read it last summer and the summer before, and I would, like, I would start hearing stuff, like, in the street, and I would get panicky and, like, want to come inside, you know? But I don't feel that way listening to it. The audio version is great. The narrator is great. I mean, it's very dry information because it's just all the facts from the case. The only thing that is not interesting to me about the whole case, you know what's really strange, is that in my fascination with true crime, I mean, like, this is not a new thing. Somebody told me, by the way, that there's a documentary on the Golden State Killer on Oxygen. I don't know who you are that left that in the comment section below, but thank you very much, and I'm going to go check that out, of course. So thank you for saying that. But, you know, in all of my fascination with true crime and things like that, I don't really know a lot about Charles Manson or Helter Skelter. I don't, you know? And Tanya read the book when she was in high school, and she said it terrified her. My mom would talk about it from time to time as far as, like, a cultural, you know, like, two things that she would talk about were Patty Hearst and, like, the Helter Skelter stuff with Sharon Tate. And, you know, I have to say, the part to me that is not super interesting is, like, it goes into this whole kind of, like, well, first of all, I was not aware that the other woman that was killed was the heiress to the Folger. There are some people that are watching this that are like, oh my God, they probably know everything about this case, but I realize I don't really know anything about it, you know? Oh, by the way, Mel wanted to read this book for our true crime club, but she didn't know that it was fictional, not Helter Skelter. She didn't know that this book was fictional. If you want to read a good book that is very similar to this, The Girls by Emma Cline is fantastic. I read it when it came out. They always categorize it as young adult, and I have absolutely no idea why they categorize this book as young adult. It is not young adult. And it's like, to me, why I sometimes, like, struggle with Dumplin' being a young adult. Even though it's younger characters. You know, Ariel Bissett she's this fantastic booktuber that I love watching, and she's the one that actually started Booktubeathon that does Reading Rush. But she did this video about Catcher in the Rye, and I had never thought about it this way before. She had never read it, and so she read it, and she did this, like, evaluation of it, you know, and she said that at its core, Catcher in the Rye is basically a young adult novel, and I had never thought of it that way. You know, I never really thought of it that way. And so, but, like, Dumplin' to me, to some degree, feels like, by Julie Murphy, that it's dealing with kind of more adult issues, but I don't know. I guess it is more young adult. But Emma Cline, The Girls, is not. And what it is about this girl that lived in kind of, like, the same, you know, situation as, like, the Manson stuff. But it starts with her at, like, my age, looking back on her life. And she might even be older, and, like, so it goes back and forth between that age and, like, her then and her now. It is, you guys, it is really, really good. I mean, it is really, really good. So if you're looking for a book that, like, kind of addresses that kind of stuff, but it's fiction, The Girls by Emma Cline, you won't be able to put it down. I mean, I thought it was so good. So, yeah. But I'm really enjoying Helter Skelter. I'm really enjoying Little Monsters by Kara Thomas, too. And Camino Island, I'm reading by John Grisham. The what do you call it? Paper copy at home. Paper copy is not what I'm looking for. The word. But I don't know. And then, you know, maybe I can do that with the Harry Potter books, too. Maybe I can listen to one while I'm listening to something else and listen to it over the course of a month. I also want to read The Knicks, which is like 30 hours long. I actually have that on my... I think I have that, and I think I have A Little Life by that Hanagashara or whatever, whoever wrote it. But that book is supposed to be so good. But they're both like 28, 30 hours long. And so I thought, you know what? Like, if I can do this with this book, then maybe that's what I'll do for every month, is I'll listen to a long book in conjunction with listening to something that's a little bit shorter so I can go back and forth. I enjoy it too. The thing is, I will tell you this, that it's really easy to do that with the true crime, because it's so different. Like Helter Skelter is so completely different. I mean, it's easy for me in my head to separate those two. I don't know that I could do that with a fiction story. Like I definitely couldn't do that with like 2 young adult books, listening to them. I think they would like, you know, overlap if they were kind of the same ideas and stuff. But yeah. Now, Mel texted me today, and she is like halfway or a third through American Predator, which is our August book for the book club, and she said it's fantastic. She can't put it down. She said it's really, really good. So I'm excited. But like I said, I want to save that for the end of the month, because that is when we're doing the live stream. I'll actually be having a PPMP Eater's Bachelor Weekend at the end of this month, because when we get back from Las Vegas, Alex is going to Chicago for North Coast, and it's a music festival, and I'm not going. So it will be another PPMP Eater's Bachelor Weekend. He coughed not one time yesterday and one time today. So, I'm hoping that the medicine is working. Little buddy. He's so cute. He was just walking around the yard today. Just looks up and smells the air and keeps on walking. I'd be like, BB, come on. It's time to come inside. Boo Radley is so funny. He'll like look at me and he'll be like, I'll be like, Boo Radley, are you ready to come inside? And he'll look at me, and then he'll like look down at the ground again. He's always like, you know, he's always messing and adventuring. And I'll be like, Boo Radley, and he'll just kind of look at me, and then he just, all of a sudden he like takes off. Do you guys think dogs smile? I do think dogs smile. Tucker smiles so much. Oh my God, Tucker smiles so much, and it's so funny, because, you know, he's kind of like a little chubby little guy. Well, this is what is so funny. So, you know, for so long, we were always worried about Boo Radley being too skinny and Tucker being too heavy. Pee-Pee was always just fine. Pee-Pee's just fine. And, so, forever, we've been worried about Boo Radley's weight. I mean, he just cannot keep weight on him. He's so skinny. And maybe this is part of him getting older. But when we went and got their shots done last year, Boo Radley is the heaviest. Is it, like, out of focus right now? No. Boo Radley is the heaviest. And then, Pee-Pee is the smallest, and then Tucker's in between. But Boo Radley's getting to be a little bit of a chunker, like when you pick him up. I think it's because they eat so healthy now, because, you know, we used to always have dry food, and we would just have it down and they could eat whenever they want. But now we have the wet food, and so, like, when we feed them, we feed them a lot, so, because we feed them what the vet told us to feed them. Boo Radley is, like, he's put some weight on him. Like, he's not too heavy. He's still kind of lean, but, like, you know, before, I was always worried about it. And, like, the vet would always say he's completely fine. She would be like, you know, he's for his type. Like, he's just kind of, like, you know, he's, like, long. So he's, you know, but, no. He's put on some weight now. It's funny. He's so funny, and he'll just come running. But Tucker will, like, do circles between, like, he'll, like, get going and doing laps in, like, the kitchen, the living room, the dining room, kitchen, the living room, the dining room. And he's like, the whole time. He's so funny. I love them so much. What is going on here? That was like a mystery hair just floated down out of my face. Okay, the battery died, and I had to put my new battery in here, but I think my new battery is dead too, so I don't think this is going to last really long. And I'm kind of, like, sketched out having to always, like, pull over into these little, like, side streets and side areas. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, Boo Radley's weight. Yeah. He's becoming kind of a little chunky monkey, though. He's so cute. He still can get in his little circle in between our pillows. Oh my God. Okay, so this is so funny. I was talking to my sponsor about this, because my sponsor has 2 little dogs, and they're like, how old are they? they're like 5.5 and like 2.5 or something. And I said to her, I always ask her, I'm like, because they're so cute, they look like little teddy bears, and I'm like, what kind of dogs are they? And she's like, teddy bears. And I'm like, is that really like a brand of dog? She's like, I don't know, I think they're called teddy bears. They're so cute. But anyway, she was like, I don't know what is going on. She was like, you know, we were talking about like they get jealous of each other. And she was like, the younger one gets kind of jealous of the older one sometimes. And we were just talking about that and how it's funny that, like, you know, dogs are like that too. And I was like, you know what is so funny is I said, is she like tired when she does it? She goes, oh yeah, it's usually when she's like real sleepy. I said, okay, late at night, like Boo Radley will like curl back in. He's kind of like up against the pillow like this, and you know, I'll go over and I like give him kisses on his head and, you know, tell him everything. You're such a great dog and all this kind of stuff, you know. But then like I'll go to Tucker, like I go to each dog, right? And then I'll go to Tucker and I'll be like, Tucker, you're such a good boy. And when I'll do it, Boo Radley will go, arr, arr, arr. Like, and like, it wakes Alex up. He like does not like it that I'm like giving compliments to Tucker. And but he doesn't like get up and like what's going on. He just, it's so funny because he'll like just sit back and he'll go, arr, arr. Like he doesn't like it, like that I'm giving Tucker compliments. It's so hilarious. So anyway, she was telling me that. She was like, yeah, she was like, she never does it. She hardly ever does it, but when she does it, it's always like really late at night when she's tired. I was like, yeah, Boo's the same way. Gosh. I think I'd like to sit outside tomorrow after brunch and, well, I might make a few videos. We'll just see. And I've been meaning to make this booktube video for like 3 days now, and I haven't made it. My July wrap up, I gotta get it done. But I have like I have to put all the covers of the books that I read up in it, which literally will take me 5 minutes to edit and do that. But you know, you guys know I don't love to edit, so I'm like, oh, I really don't want to do that, but it'll be whatever. So I really want to get that done because I've got some other things that I want to do on BookTube. I've got like 5 videos that I want to make on BookTube that are easy to film, but I'm not going to make them until I have that video done. So I want to get that video done. Bow, bow, chicka, bow, bow, bow. Bow, bow. Do you guys remember that movie back in the day called Secret of My Success? I don't know why I just thought of that, because that song was from Secret of My Success. Bow, bow. With Michael J. Keaton. Is that what his name was? Michael Keaton? No, that was different. Michael J. Fox. It was funny in the show Stranger Things, like how they showed Back to the Future and how big a deal it is. I forgot how big a deal those movies were. Like, people like went crazy over those Back to the Future movies. Like, went crazy. I mean, I remember people going crazy. And Ghostbusters. Like, that was another thing, is like when they dressed up as Ghostbusters in the previous season, like, people loved Ghostbusters back then. I'd kind of forgotten all about that. The pop culture references of the show Stranger Things is just unbelievable. Like, it is so well done. Boom, boom. Hi. I wasn't even thinking anything. Do you ever just not think anything? Like, your mind is just blank. Like, my mind was just blank. I always feel like I have so many things I like want to do and get done. Like, one day this week, I just really want to, like, when it's a nice day, I want to get up and just go to the pool. Like, I haven't done that at all this summer. I've actually only, like, been to the pool, what is it, one time that I've gone swimming? I said I was going to go all the time this August, and now it's already almost the 4th of August, and I haven't even been. I gotta go. I should do at least one summer vlog at the pool, shouldn't I? I did a couple last year. Didn't I? Like 2 or something like that? Boom, 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 boom. Okay, listen. I'm getting off here now. I want to listen to my audiobook. I don't think I have anything else to say. I don't think I have anything else to say that's important. I was going to read a poem to you from Shel Silverstein's. What was that book about the sidewalk? What was that Shel Silverstein book about the sidewalk? Why can't I remember that? Where the sidewalk ends. Is that what it's called, Where the Sidewalk Ends? Do you guys remember back in the day that we used to watch the film strip, and I used to have film strips, do you remember this? And I also had the album of Free to Be You and Me. Do you remember that? Oh my God, I loved Free to Be You and Me so much. Somebody sent me today, oh my God, you guys. I'm gonna have to cut the picture and then show it. Somebody, because the picture's like from somebody's Facebook and it has their personal information on there and I don't want to show it. But somebody sent me, this guy had found that share thing that I was talking about. Was I talking about that on here? Or was I think I was talking about it in my Peter Monn channel about that all I wanted, and yeah, it was on my drama channel, that all I wanted when I was in kindergarten was this girl Stacy that I went to kindergarten with. I wonder what ever happened to her. But anyway, she had this share, you know, like those heads that are like, they had Farrah Fawcett, they had Barbie and all that kind of stuff that you just do its hair and makeup. Do you remember what I'm talking about? But it was just like from here up. It's kind of creepy when you think back about that. But anyway, that it was just like from here up. But she brought to show and tell one time the share one. And I wanted that share thing. Do you believe in life after love? I wanted that thing so bad. I wanted to like brush its hair. And my teacher was so nice. I will never forget. And she was like, Stacy, do you think it would be okay if Peter brushed her hair? I mean, I must have just like stared that thing down or something. And she was like, Stacy, do you think it would be okay if Peter brushed her hair for a little bit? And Stacy was so nice. She was like, yeah, Peter, you can brush her hair. And I sat there and I got to brush Cher's hair in kindergarten. That was kind of before kids were mean to me. Kids weren't really mean to me in kindergarten, that I remember. But I don't remember tons of kindergarten, but I do remember that. Like that was, oh my God, I was obsessed with that Cher thing. Well, somebody found that Cher thing that I'm talking about. Not Stacy's, I'm sure, but not Stacy's, I'm sure, but somebody's they found, and they put it up on the Facebook, and then this girl found it, and she sent it to me. So thank you, whoever you are out there. Oh my God. Okay, by the way, I just want to say, somebody commented on my Instagram picture that I posted tonight. I believe her name is Maddie, and she said that she loves my vlog. So Maddie, kisses to you. You're my shout out on my vlog tonight. I just thought that was really sweet that you commented on my Instagram picture about my vlog. I was like, oh, that's really nice. Thank you. So Maddie, thank you so much for watching my vlogs. If you've made it this far, Maddie, let me know in the comment section below. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna get off here now. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you've made it this far, put a blue heart in the comment section below. And please give this video a thumbs up. That would really mean the world to me. And, yeah, if you make sure that you're subscribed to all 5 of my channels, and I upload content daily, almost daily, on all 5 channels. Anyway, I hope you guys are having an amazing Sunday, unless you have other plans, but don't have other plans. Enjoy your day, make the most of it, go to brunch, make pancakes, have ice cream, do something fun, binge a Netflix series, I don't know, something cool. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Make sure that you tell yourself that every day. Make sure that you look at yourself in the mirror every day and tell yourself that you love you, that I love you, and really believe it in your heart of hearts, and pass it on to somebody else. Be kind, be caring, be compassionate to others, and let other people know how important they are to you. And I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.